Alright, episode 2. Who are we gonna get? We got Enhanced Fulgor on the last episode, which is a really rare boss for me until recently, and we get Heolstor. Two amazing bosses back to back. Enhanced Fulgor into Heolstor is such a nice back to back. So I see Invader here instantly, but in solo depth 5 I really do not like to do invaders early on, at least. When I get a rivers is when I really like to do them. Makes it so much easier. These guys can be a little scary sometimes, actually. If you get hit by multiple, you'll just die. But you can just walk to the side and they'll usually miss. And I did see there was a magma worm up there. Red. We're definitely not doing that right away. Less likely. Don't need less likely. And what I'm gonna do is just go down to this boss over here. That's the closest field boss, aside from the one right up there. And see if that's a level 2 doable field boss. I could have maybe spawned the invader just to see what invader it was, but I'm not too worried about it. Again, using the same relics as always. This is an Elder Line. This is a perfect boss. I think it was the first boss I killed in the last episode too. Perfect boss to do at level 2. I like to jump up this cliff so the bats don't get aggro. Those bats are always the biggest nuisance. Aurora will knock you back if you're too close. Guard counter this attack right here. Sheath for that one so you can get a swipe. Another stance break. One more stance break should do it. You can backflip tech this. Almost dead. There we go. Don't need the crit because he was really weak. Meteoric Ore Blade. This is actually a really nice drop. I'm not going to need that weapon. And every time you can get FP restoration on laning attacks in your other hand, it's worth it. Especially if you find rivers or any other Ash of War that you're going to be using a lot of FP. And I don't need the rise down there. It's actually not bad if I needed shards. But currently I don't need shards. And this is a really quick drop down here. I could have went for the key, but once again I'm not even using Everjail buff, so not necessary. Guy's very backstab prone. I'm also gonna deflect. And I have my charge dash parry ready. Just deflect a bit. Should stance break here. Not gonna take the crit because he was really weak, and just waste a little bit of time if you were to take the crit there. But I did get guarding negation on this weapon. I'll show in a second. And as executor in Deep of Night, the guarding negation is super valuable, especially against Heolstor, where you guard almost every single one of his moves. The guarding negation is definitely one of the most valuable for Heolstor. I'm gonna go to the castle. I don't see a troll up there, which is awesome. I do see Banished Knights. And I might kill the Banished Knights. It really does suck to kill them at this low level, but Let's see what the bottom boss is. But yeah, I went there. The castle was super close by. Oh, perfect. It's great that we ran into him here because he's going to give extra runes down here. Never be afraid of this guy. Can backflip tech that. He never does the red follow-up in solo as long as you're in front of him. The red explosion, whatever. And then just dash parry. Backflip. Should stance spray. Yep. And see, even at level 4, this fight doesn't even take that long. He's almost dead. Build up a little bit of a bleed. Got the bleed there. Took the crit with the katana because it was a little too fast after I got the bleed. Can jump on his head. And one more stance break should do it. And we should be good now. It's gonna give us a ton of runes. And the circle hasn't even closed yet. 90,000 from bottom Bellbearing Hunter. None of those weapons or passives were useful. I just took the crit on blood loss option. Or blood loss on crit option. Get the talisman for free here. And that is a perfect talisman to get. I'm getting so lucky on these runs that I'm recording. Already have full negation and guarding negation. I think, if my ears don't deceive me, I think it's a gargoyle on the top. But I will do it. Level 8. Well, shouldn't be afraid of it at level 8. Yep, that's a gargoyle. He might actually one-shot me. The red one might one-shot through my full negation. But I'm going to try to kill him anyway. I like fighting this guy. Guard counter on the last one. Already got a stance break. Damage is not great, so this fight will take a little bit. Another stance break. But you notice I'm just kind of sheathing a lot of these attacks and sprint canceling a lot of these. You want to run away from this one. Dodge on the last part. But he's already halfway, so not too bad. If I get hit and survive, I can pop my ult. That is one of his scary attacks. Yeah, I got hit. Rolled a little too early on that. But the ult should do a ton of damage, yeah. Executor ult does a lot of damage to this guy. Ooh, that was a little scary, but I shouldn't be able to die. And we got him. Got a little scary when he does, what is it, a 5-hit combo? And, oh my gosh. Look at the... That is an insane reverse. Damage negation full, reduce FE consumption, and I already have Ritual Shield Talisman. This is an insane run. Level 12, day 1 already. I don't have leftover money. I was gonna buy the Wending Grace, but might as well. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go to the river. I was gonna consider. Actually, I could kill this Banished Knight down here. This one is an item dropper, the one I'm heading to. Since I have my rivers. Oh, didn't see that guy. This guy dropped something. Nothing useful. You can have a follow-up. Yep. That one's kind of just creeping in the background. He might rush me now. Take some more affinity. Yeah, like I said in the beginning of the run. Actually, I can just drop my starting weapon now, but I got the rivers with the FP restoration. So every rivers attack I do, I'll get some FP back. But this is just a ridiculous run so far. There's always usually a couple red guys in these camps, and these guys are really weak to rivers. Might as well see if you can get some good passives. Improved crits, but it had... Oh, ailments, okay. That's fine. There's another red guy right there. I'm just gonna play it a little safe. Get my HP. Attack power at full, that's not bad. I'm gonna take that. Now I can kill the, there was a Zamor warrior over here. And this guy should be completely... a completely free kill with rivers. Guard counter on that slam. Oh, guard counter didn't go off. There we go. Got plenty of time to kill him. Oh my gosh, that damage. Almost killed him with one stance break. This guy's creeping. Might as well take more runes. Level 13. I definitely didn't need that rune buff for the rest of the run. But it's alright. Yeah, so when this circle, when you're in this river circle, one consideration you can do for your day 2 rotation is this hawk will take you to this part of the map where there's 3 field bosses up here, and there's actually an invader there. So I think that's going to be my next plan. You always want to kind of think about what you're going to do on day 2 when you have this kind of downtime that I'm having right now on day 1. The enemies just spawn, so I got to take care of them. And we get Freya. I'm not too afraid since I have a bunch of negations. Oh, always watch out for this guy though. This guy is scarier than Freya herself. Can deflect him. He's a little tricky to deflect though. He builds bleed, which is a scary thing. Got the stance break and got our HP back. Yeah, so we're fine. Nothing else can apply bleed to me, so I'm not worried about that bleed proc now. Alright, Freya's spawning in. And this applies to any character, any solo team, whatever. You always want to stay on the side, because if you're directly in front of your face, you will die in depth 5. Alright, she's jumping away. This should be free rivers on her face right here. You can see a lot of them aren't even hitting. You gotta be super precise on her. On her head. But yeah, don't want to be in front just because of that attack she's doing right there. Just get some hits whenever you feel like it's safe. Actually, I could be ult spamming, but I'm just gonna use it when I get low HP. I'm actually not at full HP right now. She could one-hit me. I'm gonna use my ult. This does build stance damage towards, yeah, see, like, she just stance broke. But the claw scratches weren't doing anything. That actually did so much damage. It's a really bad spot for her. I'm gonna heal. I'm gonna try to lure her away from the edge. Alright, that's not bad. I'm gonna go back in. Last hit. Play it safe, go behind to other face. Your other face is free hits right now, but I'm walking slow, of course. There we go. So, guard counters is the best option here, the summoning attack. Because we're going to be doing a lot of guard counters. The rest of the run, and especially on Heolstor. And I'm going to use one more flask. Just get back to full and then take the Spectral Hawk. Once again, this one in the bottom part of the map will take you to all the way to this church. I think I'm going to land at this invader though, and I see it's actually a formidable boss. I'm gonna go against what I said. Just because that's a formidable boss. Down here, I'm going to go see what it is. It is the moose, which is going to die super fast with rivers. I love fighting this thing, even if it's just at level 2. It does like to stall sometimes, but... see how much damage this river just does here. And I miss. Such an awkward spot right here with the rock. We're already in phase 2. Usually just walk around some of its attacks. And yeah, even if your guard counter misses, as long as you're doing a guard counter, the summoning attack will come out, which is great. Get a Moon Veil, don't really need that. More runes. I'm gonna take the poison / rot thing, even though it's probably not gonna be used at all. Yeah, since I have rivers, I'm gonna make my way up to here, to the invaders. And then there's some formidable bosses there we can do. No idea where the circle's gonna end up. I'm not using the seed finder. Which will usually tell you where the circle's gonna be, but I'm not using that right now. It's totally fine to use it in my opinion, but not really necessary. I did use it a lot when I was just starting Depth 5 solos, because I wanted to see what bosses I could rush early on just to get there faster, but not really necessary anymore with how many solos I've done. Yeah, so jumping up here, I should be able to spawn the invaders. And there's a dead body here. Got some Starlight Shards, might as well take them. Alright, Vader spawn. I see an Executor and a Scholar. Just gonna use this Exalted Flesh. Rivers will Okay, well, I'm going to just use my ult. Usually have to end up popping the ult against Invader. There's a flower aggroed. I'm a little scared of it doing the white lasers. Just use my claw. And then River should take care of the rest. There we go. And this flower's going crazy. Skill attack power. I might as well take this. Over the attack power full. I'm gonna keep the crits if I can. Another damage negation full. I don't even need it, because I have so much negation full. I'm pretty sure right now with the talisman and the full negation on this, I have enough negation to survive anything at depth 5 in one hit. I'm almost positive. A little scared of the lasers and the page together. Page should go down. Oh, did less damage than I thought. And this is how OP Rivers is. You don't even need FP. And the Ash of War still does so much damage. Almost died to the flower lasers. Physical attack, always good. Reduced FP consumption I also got. Since I have Rivers, that would have been good. Always like taking physical attack though. And circle's closing. Oh, that's a really good circle. Because I have these formidable bosses. I have this church I can grab. And after those, if I have enough time, I'll go back to the castle, kill some banished knights for drops. Always just kind of want to be thinking about what you're gonna do when you're running to from location to location. And we won't be able to kill that magma worm that we saw in the beginning over there, but that's fine. I already have ridiculous drops. On some of these upcoming episodes, I actually want to get runs where you get really bad luck with the passives. Ooh. We're going to take improved guard counters because that's really good against Heolstor. But yeah, I want to get some runs where I get really bad passives, like really bad, or like no negations. Just to show like how you can overcome those runs where you get bad luck. But I've been absolutely blessed with these last couple runs. All right, this guy is just super easy with Rivers. And I'm actually going to try something on phase 2 that I thought of earlier today. He should phase in a second. And I can afford to try something. Here. Yeah, full negation. I'm going to try... Okay, it didn't work. Trying to double jump off his body to avoid the ground explosion he does for the phase change. But that didn't work. Usually just ult for that, but I wanted to try something. And you can backflip tech that attack. Stance broke. And this should finish him. The Dragon Scale Blade is good. I think I will take it over the crits. Just in case it comes in handy. But the nice thing about Heolstor runs, as Executor, you do not need any specific weapon. He's weak to Holy, obviously, if you're playing other characters, but deflecting him and guard countering and stance breaking him is just so good as Executor. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have time to go back to the castle. I could have opened that rise for passes, but I don't need any passives. Oh, didn't mean to run into him. I'm just going to use my ult. When you use ult on those lasers, you'll survive every time as Executor. And this is where the summoning attack is so nice too, against the Erd Tree. Do some nice backflip techs against him. He's always so slow to give a drop. Oh my gosh, that is a ridiculous drop. These runs are absolutely so blessed. Skill attack with FP. The only problem with this drop, I'll stop and talk about it for a sec, is if I was to try this, you'll see how with this staff, it would use the moon spell. So I would have to two-hand my rivers to get the use out of the FP if I wanted to spam the rivers Ash of War. But with something like this heart bow, the rivers Ash of War is prioritized instead of the spells on this one. I just realized I kind of didn't take successive to show that, but generally I'd like to rather keep the heart bow in this situation because I do not like two-handing my weapons on executor, because when you're deflecting, you don't go back to two-handing. You always go back to a one-hand. I don't know what to call it, a one-hand. Oh, that's a really good talisman. Yeah, there's gonna be a banished night dropper up here. I would get a little bit extra FP back with that staff when I two-hand. I just don't like two-handing because you're so in and out of deflecting, the deflecting stance. Usually like to use my ult here, but I killed a couple already. I can just spam some rivers. These guys should die so fast. I really need to do some runs without rivers because it makes it so easy. Maybe when I get Pest or Caligo on one of these episodes, I might try to do one without a rivers. Might not even get a rivers drop, but show how you can beat them without rivers. Just kill this guy because he's being annoying. There's really nothing left to do in this circle. The only things that are left are like this. That's kind of pointless to go to. It's a low tier drop. And I could go back to the rise, but I do have a lion down here I could kill. Should maybe use my ult here in a second. And the circle's very close to the castle, so we have plenty of time. Eat this berry bush just to get back to full. Take the stamina, because the archery great bow is no use, unless you want to meme on Heolstor or something. And this is the last item dropper right here. Just give him a few deflects. Oh, I'm gonna use my ult because that's a sticky situation to be in. Alright, item dropper gone. Oh, didn't mean to do that, but it's fine. This guy give nothing good. It's fine. The merchant is right here. I do have this grace I can hit. Good thing I don't have Knight's Tide. But always want to buy the winning grace when you're in solo. Gonna buy the warming stones. Gonna buy the uplifting aromatics. And yeah, that grace will get me situated for the day 2 boss. Yeah, cleared the whole castle. Almost all the formidables. Bunch of field bosses. Didn't get to do any of those ones on the top, but that's fine. Still made out with insane passives. And I have no idea who this day 2 boss is going to be. I have a weird feeling it's going to be Dancer. So I do remember Dancer here in this circle. but we'll find out in a second. It is Ancient Dragon. Okay. And actually, that makes the Dragon Scale Blade I found earlier very useful. Did I keep that? Yeah, I still have it. I'm gonna use a Warming Stone in a second. This guy summons some lightning. Might as well use River's Ash of War. Yeah, I could use Rivers on the Ancient Dragon, but I don't want to be spamming Rivers on a lot of these episodes because it just makes it so easy. I'm gonna use a Flask just to play it a little extra safe. This is a weird situation. I need to run from his fire. I just try to stay under him. Okay. This is a weird situation to be in again, because he's so close to the edge of the arena. Alright, there we go. Can deflect that. He's a little too far above my head, though, for my liking, to try it. Alright, breathing fire. You're pretty safe next to his tail. Alright, face change. Stay away, just see what it does. Okay, it's doing... Oh. I gotta be extra careful here. Heal up. Gonna deflect this now. I'm gonna run because it's at the edge of the arena. Gotta get it back towards the center. Gotta be careful of this one. Yep. That has a really big hitbox. I'm gonna deflect. The only problem with deflecting is it gets rid of my lightning. Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna heal. Always want to stay full HP. With full HP negation, I mean. Okay. So I'm just gonna use my ult here. When it gets... Yeah. Ult because I would have died if I did not ult there. Can deflect these. Of course I messed it up. But you can deflect those. And I'm messing up the... I might die here. Oh my gosh. Can't believe I didn't die right there. Lightning versus lightning. I can't really get hit again or else I won't be full HP. Yep. Speak of that. I'll probably die on the next hit, but it's okay. It's a really long and drawn out fight without rivers. Should be able to run under it. I could use a warming stone. Actually, I could use my upliftings. So I don't really need them on Heolstor, so I'm going to use an uplifting. This will protect me from a hit. About to get poisoned too. Almost got him. I'm gonna get poisoned, but I'm not worried. Oh, I do have the poison healing passive. I forgot about that. Okay, so I got hit. I'm gonna use another uplifting. And we should have him here. Perfect. Don't really need the stamina. Physical negation's amazing. It is a day 2 reward. Especially against Heolstor. I think this is deathless so far. I probably just jinxed it, but does not matter what weapon I have out. Probably is best to just have out the Dragon Scale Blade because it's pure physical. Heolstor doesn't bleed, so River's not that great. But I'm gonna be deflecting almost everything. Take the Opaline, and we don't need shards, so I'm just gonna take the... What's the exact name of this? Crimson Burst tier. Over the shards. Definitely don't need the shards. Yeah, ridiculous passives. This run, like, this is as good as it gets, basically, for passives. One of the best fights. Knocks you back, so you can't really guard counter it. Gonna be a lot of unsheath sheathing going on here too. Yeah, even though the guard counter didn't connect, the summoning attack did, which is nice. I should have saved that dash parry, but it's okay. And this should send him into phase 2. One swipe. And actually, if you have successive negation, which I don't, you can actually hit his body right here and proc it going into phase 2. I just don't have successive on this run. You can backflip this attack. That does a lot of stance damage already. He's already almost stance broken. Summoning attack's gonna connect. Just parry that. This attack, a lot of characters can use their ults there, but you cannot use your ults as executor against that. It does not work. Alright, gonna get phased here. Like deflecting that. Yeah, and sometimes you get knocked back there so the guard counter doesn't connect. I like to do deflect dashing because of the geysers that happen. I'm actually gonna keep this dash parry charge and I'll show why in a sec. Yeah, exactly why I like to dash there. I'm out of stamina. Yep, that was just a bad situation. That's fine, I have a free res and then some winning graces. Just deflect these. Oh. I didn't time it correctly, but if you time that correctly there, you can dash parry his explosion. Alright, get a nice stance break. If I didn't have the summoning attack, there would be no point of guard countering some of these attacks, because he does push you back. Once again, you gotta run from this. I like to run backwards, straight formation, and then kind of to the side after. I do not like deflecting that dash right there. And this should finish him. Perfect. Forgot to use the Opaline. Didn't need the Winning Graces, even though I died. But that's what they're there for if I was to die again. Alright, perfect. We'll take a look at the routing here too. So we spawned on the east side of the map. Went down to... What was that? That was an Elder Lion, right? Because this was a Magma Worm. Obviously, you could kill that. It would just take forever to the point where it wouldn't be worth it. So, went down to the Elder Lion. Did the Fire Great Church, and then went straight to the castle. Did Bellbearing Hunter and the Gargoyle. Day 1 was Freya. Went to the Moose, Formidable Boss. And then just kind of went in somewhat of a clockwise formation for the rest of the run. Yeah, a lot of field bosses missed, but fine. We got absolutely spoon-fed. How do I show these? Oh, here we go. Absolutely spoon-fed on these passes. Just absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this episode. And I'll see you in the next one.